Hey guys, King of Charmander is here. Alright, so I feature you, Regice. Unfortunately, it's not like Regice Steel where it can make a bunch of, like, jokes, because, like, you know, Regice Steel your girl, Regice Steel your elo. Yeah. Regice, let's see, what can you make with Regice as a joke? Regice baby, I don't know what to say. Anyways, I think this is the first video I've ever made on Regice, just because it is an incredibly powerful closer for the Holiday Cup, which makes it really, really interesting. The Regis are very well known for their ability to gather energy quickly thanks to lock on, and because of that, their charge moves hit hard and they hit fast, which holds true for the closer, because Regice Steel, Regice, and Regirock will actually outpace a lot of closing matchups, which is why, because of lock on, which makes it extremely powerful and really interesting. And that's no different for Regice. As you see, Regice is a pure ice type. It is the iceberg that sunk Titanic, and it will sink your elo if you don't happen to play well against it in the Holiday Cup. Now, the thing about Regice in the Holiday Cup, it's kind of hard to get one. I believe the only way you can actually get a Regice that's eligible for Great League is via research. So let's see, if you try to get it from raid 1784, I think that's like the maximum. So I don't think you can get, yeah, you can only get it from research, or you get it traded to you from a friend that got it from research. So expensive for a second move, costs 100 candy to power up, and as you see here, it's just really, really, really tanky. Just like Regice Steel and Regirock, it holds a very, very high defense factor, and they're very bulky, and like because of that bulk, it allows them to set off a ton of moves with lock on. As you see here, what makes Regice, pure ice types are really interesting in Pokemon Go. You want to know why? Because they lose to 4 typings. You resist only ice, meanwhile getting punched to death, burned and melted. Literally, rocks chucked at you. Ice isn't that thing. Guess what rock is? And if rocks are thrown at you, guess what? It's gonna hurt. And steel as well. So 4 weaknesses, 1 resistance, and a whole lot of Regice. So this makes it really interesting. So is Regice really worth the Holiday Cup? Like I said, it has... What makes it really interesting is lock-on charges things quickly, it's tanky, and it's able to pull off a lot of moves in a short amount of time, which is why it's one of the best closers in the Holiday Cup. As you see, you actually have a very diverse, like, set of charge moves. Now, you don't want to use Frost Breath with it. Always use lock-on. Now, you have Blizzard. You also have Earthquake, Focus, Blast, and what's the second move, I believe? No, that's it. Okay, so yeah, you have Focus, Blast, Earthquake, and Blizzard, which are very interesting moves because you have a lot of coverage. So because of that, let's see in the Matrix just how powerful Regice really is. Will this be the Pokemon that sinks you like the Titanic, or will it be taken down by whatever you have in your line in the Holiday Cup? Alright, as you see here, I had to search for Regice overall, but overall it is the number 29 pick in the Holiday Cup. As you see, it is one of the best closers. It doesn't actually do half bad in the other positions. However, Regice with lock on, etc. is able to do a lot of damage, sporting the moveset of lock on, Blizzard, and Earthquake. Because of this coverage, because of this moveset, you have a lot of coverage against the meta. Blizzard gives you stab, and Earthquake takes out a lot of things in the Holiday Cup as far as typing goes. That's why it's one of the best closers in the game. As you see, it does okay as a lead and switch, but you definitely want to use it in the closer as much as you can. Or if you have a very positive matchup, as you see here, things like Altaria, Stunfisk, Galvantula, Abomasnow, etc., they're going to get hit really hard by this moveset. So you can use, it's up to you, like if you get into a positive matchup, which is why we're going to do the analysis here, because we want to see if you do switch Reggie into something with 2 shields, let's see how powerful it is. Now, the problem is there are a few things that do hurt a lot in this cup. As you see, Vigoroth, any counter user like Vigoroth and Obstagoon, or pseudo counter to be exact, is going to hurt a lot. You also lose against Charmers. As you see, Wigglytuff has a very strong matchup against Regice. Also, Diggersby beats you, and Skarmory. But this is if those have shields, because Blizzard's going to use Diggersby to in the next dimension if you do hit it with a Blizzard. In the lead, Regice is at number 78. Again, it's not really the best in... It's not the best in, like, wood shield scenarios or, like, in these scenarios. But we'll take a look at that in the Matrix. As you see, number 78, you win and lose against what we mentioned before. In the closer, it's the number 2 closer in the game. This is your best. This is a very... It's really interesting. As you see here, you take out Agrav, you take out Stunfisk. I told you, you take out Diggersby, you yeet it with a Blizzard. Take out Altaria and Skarmory. So you actually are able to flip the Skarmory matchup in the closer, but in the shield, we'll see exactly like what shield scenarios, etc. Like where Regice really does some damage. As a switch, Regice isn't half bad as it ranks at number 15. You're actually able to beat Wiggly, I believe, in the one shield. So Regice is able to defeat a lot of Pokemon in certain scenarios, but it's definitely able to mash a lot of them in the closer. So we'll see in the Matrix just how powerful Regice is in every position. And of course in the closer we can expect to be strong because that's its best position. Alright, as you see here, I have pvpoke.com, and if you'd like to donate, please do so. Again, I wouldn't be able to do everything I do without this resource, and the developer, Matt, is an amazing dude. So, here I have Regice. I put Blizzard and Earthquake along with Blizzard and Focus Blast. You want to run this moveset? I don't know why I have Frost Breath. Give me 1 second as I fix this. Why did you recommend? I was like, what? Frost Breath? Huh? I didn't, yeah, I like double checked it, and I was like, okay, so you never want to use you do not want to use Frost Breath with Regice. The reason why Regice is so good is because it has Lock On. So Lock On equals great energy. That's why it's so good in a closer, because it outpaces a lot of things and deals heavy damage. As you see here, you want to run Blizzard and Earthquake. With Blizzard and Earthquake, you're able to beat Obama Snow. This is a really close matchup though against Obama Snow. Now, if you do end up getting Obama in the 2 shield, here's what happens. You need to land a Blizzard. Now, Blizzard actually costs more energy than Earthquake. So you need a double bait, and then you need to do Blizzard. So, but if you land one Blizzard, you can basically straight Earthquake. So your goal is to land double Blizzard. So, well, actually, I think you can if an Earthquake isn't shielded. So, yeah, if an Earthquake isn't shielded, let's assume that you don't shield an Earthquake. So, here's an Earthquake. Let's assume that no shield goes through. How much damage does it do? 47. Okay, so a combination of hitting an Earthquake and a Blizzard will KO an Obama Snow, but you need to land one Blizzard. So keep that in mind. Unless you land Blizzard, you do not win that matchup against Obama. So just be very mindful of that. You do beat Altaria, you could just go straight Blizzard because Blizzard does so much heavy damage. You beat Diggersby. You also beat Driplim. Now, the Driplim matchup is really, really close. However, because Blizzard is super effective, I believe you could just go straight Blizzard. Or do you have to double bait? Ooh, no, you have to double bait. This is what makes it really bad. So the thing about the Regis is that they don't have a good bait move. So if you're trying to 2-shield them, that's why this is so dangerous. It's literally 1 HP to Dream. Like, this might even be IV dependent, but... You need to, in close matchups, I guess in every close matchup, you need to double bait. Unless it's like weak to Earthquake, then you can just straight Earthquake. I think with Diggersby, you can go straight Blizzard. It's a little safer with Diggersby, because the thing of Diggersby is that this is why it's so dangerous in a 2-shield. Can you straight Blizzard in this scenario? I don't believe you can, but let's find out. So if you just put Blizzard on here, can you straight Blizzard? No, you have to. Oh, that's rough. Okay, so you have to double bait. Can you bait and then straight Blizzard? So this is what makes these matchups very insanely rough. Like I mentioned before, because of the bait move, this is why you need to have like shields down or have shield advantage. So let's see if we turn. Let's assume that this is a Blizzard. I mean, this is an Earthquake. This is a Blizzard. So if this switches to a Blizzard, no, it still wins. So you need to. All right. So in 2 close matchups. So this is where it gets really interesting, or why in-depth analysis is great. So against Driplim, you need to bait. Against Obama Snow, you need to double bait. And against, yeah, you need a double bait. So this is why it's not really preferred that Regice is in the 2-shield. You lose a lot of matchups, and in order to come out of this matchup, you need to wow. So Altaria is the dominant match we've seen so far. The question is, okay, so it looks like you're able to beat Lantern. So can you beat Lantern just straight? Okay, double bait with Earthquake, Earthquake, Earthquake. Okay, so it's just straight Earthquake. So the Lantern matchup is straight Earthquake, but yeah, it can't have Thunderbolt. So if it's a Water Gun Lantern, you can beat the Water Gun Lantern, but you need, so straight Earthquake. But it has to be Water Gun. So very difficult to play in the shield scenarios. Like, as we already know, you lose against Magnezone, AWAC, of course, because mirror shots, fire spins, punching, we already went over it. Obstagoon with, unless they're down zeros, Obstagoon with its counters will take you down. The Focus Blast version can beat Lapras. However, I do believe the Focus Blast version is also bait dependent. So hold on, let's take a look. Just out of curiosity, as you see, with Shield is not the preferred move. Is not preferred. Okay, so you could straight Focus Blast. So with Focus Blast, you could straight Focus Blast. However, it seems like Earthquake is like one of the, I'd say, is like the optimal move because you can bait with it. So you can bait with it. As you see here, I think you can go straight Earthquake against the Alolan Sandslash, so you can beat straight Earthquake. You don't have to Blizzard it. Because Blizzard is double resisted, so I believe you just straight Earthquake. You do lose against Skarmory, Snorlax. You beat Stunfisk straight Earthquake. You beat it with both movesets, actually, because Blizzard is able to do heavy damage, so it just really depends. And Wigglytuff, this is where it gets iffy. 2-Shield is not... Try to avoid Regice in the 2-Shield. There are very few matchups that you can win convincingly, so that's why Regice, like, try to take both Shields and then close it out, because it's not very good with Shields. You're going to be really hard-pressed to bait with Earthquake, because it's not... Once your opponent recognizes it, they're like, oh, like, this takes a while. Or if your opponent outpaces you, it's going to be bad, because you have a lot of negative matchups. In the 1-Shield, things do flip, thankfully. So in the 1-Shield, as you see in the 1-Shield, you're able to do a lot of things. You're able to beat Abomasnow, you're able to beat Altaria. You beat Dugong with Focus Blast, so it looks like Focus Blast actually does give you some play versus the Earthquake version. So as you see here, you have to, I believe you have to bait. Yeah, you have to bait. Can you go straight Blizzard? No, you have to. Unfortunately, you have to bait with Earthquake. The problem with Earthquake is is this bait dependent? Yes, it is. 69 seconds, Abomasnow wrecks you with the greatest second interval of all time, 6-9. So that's what makes it tricky. With Dugong, you can beat a Focus Blast, you do not beat it with Blizzard. So it looks like Blizzard really does, like, Focus Blast versus Earthquake matters. As you see, you beat Lantern straight Earthquake, I believe. You're able to do that against Lapras. You can beat Magnezone. You can also beat Manabus straight, I believe you do straight Blizzard. So, same thing with Regice. I believe you just go straight Blizzard. So you do straight Blizzard. You beat Alolan Sandslash with both variations. Obstagoon, Marowak, avoid those at all costs. So the Pseudo Fighters. You're able to beat Whimsicott. I'm guessing you beat Whimsicott just because you could hit it with a Blizzard, so you don't have to worry about it that much. However, can you go straight Blizzard? I think you can go straight Blizzard. So the thing about the Earthquake, wow, so Earthquake is actually like a bait move for Regice. Okay, so Regice can win straight Blizzard, so that's a good part about it. But be very careful. Again, some matchups are really baity, and with shields, even in the 1-Shield, it's very difficult to, like, use Regice. The closer is definitely where Regice thrives the most. Alright, so as I mentioned, Regice, we're going to put the zeros out, and then we're going to hit battle. As you see in the zeros, this is where Reggie shines. In the zeros, well, this is actually really interesting. So, with Focus Blast, you beat Abomasnow. You beat Altaria, Dugong, Diggersby barely beats you. So if you have chip damage on Diggersby, I think you can flip this. You lose against Frostless regardless of what you use, because Shadow Ball does hurt. And it charges fast, so that's another thing. Lantern, you beat Spark Lantern, but you don't beat Water Gun Lantern. You also beat Lapras, Magnezone, Mandibuzz. You can take out Obstagoon with Focus Blast. I guess with the Focus Blast, you actually have options. Yes, you lose because you don't really have a bait move, as in, like, Earthquake, because you, like, literally, like, I think Regice is, like, one of the only mons you bait with Earthquake, which is a high energy move anyways. You're able to beat Skarmory with the Blizzard. I believe you just go straight Blizzard, so I think you just go straight Blizzard against Skarmory. That's the issue. That's the play here. Yes. Wait, what? Oh, you actually beat it because you can hit an Earthquake. Wow, the uniqueness of this mon. So, 420, that's also a very nice number. That's very high. However, not as high as you need to actually take out your opponent. Yeah, you need... So you can't go straight Blizzard. You have to be fancy with Skarmory in the closer. That's why you could beat it with the Earthquake variation. So there's that. You also lose against Snorlax. Snorlax is able to actually take you out with Superpower because it's super effective. You beat Stunfisk. You're able to beat the Pseudo Fighters, and also with Focus Blast Blizzard, it looks like you could beat Whimsicott and Wigglytuff with the Earthquake variation, but you actually lose with Focus Blast. So there's just a lot. There's a lot of... It's really hard to play. Like, looking at this sim just makes my brain hurt, because I'm like, wow, you flip this matchup, you flip that much. So it looks like you do have play depending on what you use. As you see, you beat Wigglytuff just straight Earthquake, but it's just really difficult to use Regice unless in any other scenario unless it's a closer. Now, if you have shield advantage... So if we have shields, what do we got? If you have shield advantage, you are able to... Okay, so it's still like hot potato. Well, not really hot potato. You in 1-0s, you actually beat the entire meta pretty convincingly, as you see here, just because how powerful everything is. You do lose against Obstagoon or Snorlax, depending on what moveset you have. So with Focus Blast, you can take Obstagoon with Focus Blast, you take Obstagoon. With Earthquake, you can take out Snorlax. So it really does matter what moveset you run. And of course, I'm pretty sure in the 2-0s you beat everything. Yes, in the 2-0s you beat everything in the meta, because that's how powerful Regice is. So the 1-0s, again, you beat Obstagoon with Focus Blast. Otherwise you lose. And then what do you flip, man? You flip another matchup. Oh yeah, Snorlax. So you beat Snorlax with Earthquake, but you lose against it with Focus Blast. So it's a really interesting conundrum how everything goes out. In the 1-0s, if you have shield advantage in the 2-1s, you lose against Galvantula, Obstagoon with both Skarmory, Snorlax if you are running Earthquake, Vigoroth, Wigglytuff. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matchups. So shield advantage, you're still very, very strong if you have shield advantage. As you see, 500 and 600 across the board. So very powerful with shield advantage is Regice. So Regice is looking good. It's looking good, but there's a lot of specific scenarios you can make, and you do have some flexibility, however. You can run Focus Blast or you can run Earthquake. It looks like it looks like Focus Blast really like flips more relevant matchups, as in the Pseudo Fighters, but it's really up to you on how you want to run Regice. So if I had to give Regice a rating, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. That's not a bad rating, it's just... The thing about Regice, it only specializes in one field, or if you have shield advantage, and even if it does, it's kind of dangerous. With the lack of a bait move, it kind of limits Registeel. For example, here's the closer for Registeel in Open Great League. 85%. Does really well, right? In Holiday Cup, here's what happens. So that's 85. What happens when you put the Holiday Cup in there? 89. So it gets better. So you'll win 90% of the matchups. However, what you lose against is the concern. As you see, what you will lose against in the closer is Snorlax, Obstagoon, Vigoroth, and the Shadow one. So those are 3 really popular possible picks. You also have Lantern. Well, I wouldn't say Lantern's gonna be super popular, but what you lose against Diggersby, which can be in there. However, you do beat and Alolan Marowak, Talonflame, Obama. So there's like 6 matchups that are still really good against you. So it really depends. The thing is, even in the closer, like, there are some picks that can take out Regice. It's very powerful, but like I said, you have to really know what you're doing. I guess that's its biggest cons. Regice, it really specializes in the closer. Can you lock it into really good matchups against some other things? Absolutely. However, because of its lack of a kind of a bait move, it makes it really tough to play Regice in certain scenarios. Like we saw in the 2-shield scenario, you're going to play a lot of bait games with Regice. If you're in even shield scenarios, you're going to play a lot of games, or unless you're in the closer. So if you happen to get Regice in that scenario, it's going to be really tricky to try and come out of it. Unfortunately, it's going to be very interesting. We'll see what happens as far as like how the meta goes. I don't foresee a lot of Regice being played around. I guess that's your strength. If you look at the meta and test out how it goes, or like how the meta is shifting, then Regice can be very good in those picks. Again, a Regice is also flexible. With Focus Blast, you can flip all the fighter matchups. So it's really up to, like I said, it's really up to the specific scenario. Very powerful in the closer, very powerful with shield advantage. So there is a strategy where you can probably put 2 shield breakers, heavy shield breakers in the front, take those out, leave Regice in the closer with a shield or not, and have it go to town in the closer. So that's a very viable strat. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I will see you guys on the next video. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets. And if you do plan on using Regice, I wish you the best of luck. Play it well. Hopefully this video helps you out. And I will see you guys again on the next video.